Hey guys! So those of you who watched the Exploring a Japanese Farmhouse video will recognize this horrific room as being the kitchen, and this was the condition that we found it in. So when we took possession of the house, this was exactly what it was like. This is the first day we went in. This is exactly what it was like, and it was just horrific. There'd been nobody in there for 7 years, and everything was just the way it was 7 years ago, including a variety of food and vegetables that were everywhere. They were everywhere. They were on this kitchen counter and on the sink and in the sink and in that rubbish bag there and on the floor and on shelves and all over the place. And interestingly, if you leave food long enough, it just turns into black sludge. So everything had to come out here onto the mountain of unwanted stuff. The next challenge was the ceiling. There was wallpaper up there that was flaking off, and just moving around the room was enough to make it flake off, like the air movement was enough to make it flake off like snow, and it was terrible. So the unskilled labourer spent 2 days scraping that all off the ceiling in the hope that we could paint it. So that's what it used to look like over there, that dark patch. So yeah, in the hope that we could paint it, we scraped it all off, but which stopped it flaking on us. Hello. But yeah, it proved to be not enough. Same with the walls. We'd actually hoped we could render the walls. We thought they might be still good enough. They're the old mud ones. They've got bamboo inside them, and they're made of compacted mud. And if you're lucky, you can render them, but you can see they're flaking off there really badly. It's just like sand, comes off like sand all over the floor. So they're sort of past saving a bit. There was this mysterious window in between the kitchen and the bathroom for some strange reason. So people in the bathroom be going, "Hello, oh that smells good, what are you cooking out there?" Came out behind the refrigerator, which is pretty weird. So we framed that up, put frame on it, so that when the kitchen was sheeted, we just sheet that wall as well. No real benefit in having a window there. Sorry. Just this vacuum cleaner reminds me of something from Star Wars. It's really serious. So yeah, electrical had to be done. There was random power points in not useful places, and there wasn't any power points in the places where they should have been, and it was just a mess. Horrible fan there in the corner, covered in 40 years of oil. There was a door here that went into the third bedroom. We showed you the third bedroom in another video, and there was a doorway there. It needed to be boarded up. Another exit there. That was actually another Genkan, and they'd hidden it behind a cupboard. So that needed to be sorted. So first thing we did was to sheet the ceiling. So all that scraping of the wallpaper turned out to be not real useful, so we just gave up and sheeted it. It was the best solution in the end. It was just too flaky and soft up there, and then the unskilled labourer ran around and oil stained the wood, because the wood was a bit blotchy. There was places where there'd been stupid things screwed to the wall, and when we took them away they'd leave a white mark. So it's sort of inconsistent, you know, it didn't look real good. So stain it with a dark stain and it brings it up, makes it look a bit more consistent and a little bit better. And then sheeting, there's some kitchen sheeting, sort of like a laminate, special kitchen sheeting stuff, and then normal ply on the rest of the walls, and then seal the joins, ready for wallpaper. So in Japan it's normal in new places or in renovations to wallpaper the ceiling. So apartments and houses and most places that you'll go that have been renovated or are new will have wallpapered ceilings. It's just what they do. So it seems strange to me at first, but it actually does work out pretty well. It looks pretty good when it's finished. So we got the guy with the amazing wallpapering machine again, and put this looks like a rendered finish on the wall, same as we used in the bedroom, in the master bedroom, and it sort of looks good. So look, a rendered finish on the walls and then just a straight white finish on the ceiling. So you can see it's starting to look better. And then we had this 1 metre of concrete on this one wall, was 1 metre of concrete base, and then it had the mud wall on top of it. So obviously can't wallpaper concrete, so we got the unskilled labourer to do something with it. He's got no skill at all, but he works pretty quick, which is a good thing. So we had 4 weeks from buying this place to living in it, so it did require some pretty fast work from the unskilled labourer. So that speed was good. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Still chunky there in the corner, but that's okay. It's still an old farmhouse, you know. You can't make an old place like this look new. It's a bit of a waste of time trying to do that, so make it a bit rustic is okay. So I went around the window frames with the stain, made the frames look a bit fresher. Made a huge difference actually. They were all dried out and horrible looking at first. So then we had this shelf here, which we decided was actually useful, that middle shelf. So decided to hit that with some white paint as opposed to the brown, just to make it look a bit fresher, because we're going to use it to put food on and things. And the unskilled labourer on his knees there for a good hour or so. Very good. Good for the spirit. That sort of discomfort. And then these guys are removing that horrible oil covered fan, was taken away, and they replaced it with this with a proper fan and light set up at the top, and then pulled out the old gas stove that was disgusting. So back to the before and after, guys. So this is the before. We'll just have another quick look at how disgusting it really was. There was some horrible stuff in there, guys. There was food in there. There was lots of food in amongst all this, and it was just disgusting. There was vegetables in plastic bags, and the plastic bags had broken down and fallen apart, and the vegetables had just turned to sludge and soaked into the floor. Just terrible. Trying to clean stuff like that's just really tough to clean. It just doesn't want to clean. There's an old water filter there on the sink. There's food in the sink. There's food beside the sink. Just terrible. It was just terrible. It really was. One horror after another. Every time you opened something or took something out, there was another horror. It was terrible. So let's get to the after. This is what it looked like after 4 weeks. So we hadn't quite finished. We still wanted to do a little bit more cleaning in this room and a few more little touches just to make it a little bit better. But it was about to get busy in here with a lot of stuff. So this is a good opportunity to show you how it turned out. So look at the floor. That was cleaned. Hands and knees. That was cleaned on the hands and knees, and then finally waxed. So was that stainless steel, which we're going to give that another cleaning too. That hasn't had its final clean yet. We've got our range hood up there, and our new gas stove. Gas stove actually came free. The gas company that's going to supply our bottled gas actually gave us that stove for free. We salvaged this cupboard. This cupboard actually had some old vegetables, bottles of vegetables that had exploded inside that cupboard, and we managed to rescue it because we decided it was appropriate for the room. And the old fridge that was just horrific inside as well. Turns out he hadn't used. I think it wasn't real old when he left, because you know, they hadn't been used in 7 years. Didn't look like it had been real old, but it was disgusting. It was really disgusting with used food. So they basically just turned it off and walked away with it full of food. So you can just imagine. So now it's all clean and lovely with a bottle of Vegemite in there to keep the Aussie guy happy. Fantastic. People from other countries are going, what? The Australians are going, oh look, he's got Vegemite in Japan. So yeah, that's come up really nicely. We're really happy with that thing. That will be very useful. Hello. -18, that freezer. We were a bit surprised by that. We didn't realise freezers got so cold, but anyway, there it is. So yeah, a little bit better than it was, isn't it? It's almost a pleasant room to be in now, so it'll get better as we put all the bits and pieces in it too. So anyway, I hope you found that a little bit interesting. More videos coming soon.